born, the throne awaits. A seer warns of a deadly fate. Give up your children, separate. Bide your time, lie in wait. Sonic Underground, Sonic Underground. They made a vow their mother will be found.
Hello, and welcome to Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic lore podcast about the Sonic universe. I'm Morgan, the student.
And I'm Dan, the teacher.
And Dan did all the work today. No, but we're doing more Sonic Underground.
Yeah. I think for Sonic Underground, which is noticeably worse than pretty much everything else we've gone up against so far.
At least as far as, like, watching stuff.
Yeah. It's probably for the best both in terms of minimal suffering and maximum entertainment, that I watch it by myself and try to explain everything to Morg. We pick up from last episode. As always, there is a song in this, but it hasn't. This episode's song isn't until the end. All right. Let me find. Okay, I've got my notes open, and I will start discussing, I suppose. So, at the start of the episode, Robotnik's ordering the bounty hunters to hunt down the Sonic siblings, which is Sonia, Sonic, and Manic. And the big orange one, whose name I have not picked up on yet,
It's Trump, isn't it? Haha! Okay, you can cut me out of this episode if you want.
You know, it's a good thing you pointed out that the big orange one is Trump, because look at that guy. He's big and he's orange and he's Trump.
And he's orange.
Yeah. So he's uncomfortably attracted to Sonia.
Oh no.
The Sonic siblings are hiding out in some safe house somewhere, and Sonia's scared because there's a mouse under the bed, and there's a whole bit about Sonic and Manic learn about how Sonia is not only bougie, but is also girl.
Damn, she is girl.
And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I think there is an underlying notion in a lot of depictions of girl as a character where they are kind of bougie, so,
Why is that? I wonder. I guess maybe because, like, guys are like, I'm gonna do all this, like, menial labor type of stuff.
Yeah. I suppose so.
Interesting.
They spend a bit of time studying the map they got at the end of the last episode, and then a big robot attacks them. Manic tries to, like, distract the robot, but gets caught in the big robot claw instead. And we find out that the bounty hunters have tracked them down. The big orange one corners Sonia. Sonic and Manic are able to disable the robot because there's a control panel on the arm, which Manic opens and deactivates it with.
Love that they have the big shut-off button.
Yeah, right? It's also in the perfect place to shut it off, because you grab them and you just turn them off. Sonia does a cartoon seduction trick to send the big where she, like, says, "Oh, yeah, I'd love to go with you. Just go downstairs and grab my coat." And then when he opens the door, she knocks him down the stairs.
Haha, owned.
Yeah. Then the other bounty hunter, who I also don't remember the name of, but know is voiced by Maurice LaMarche.
It's weird you know it's weird you know the voice actor, but not the name of the character. Did you look them all up? Or you just know the voice? Like, I terrible at voice actors.
I think I just sort of picked it up because Maurice LaMarche is like the voice of Brain, and he did a lot of voices in the 90s that were like some sort of Igor type.
Okay, cool. That makes sense.
Yeah. So he like he shows up to like stop them, but then Big Orange slams the door open from the staircase where he went down, and he slams it on Maurice LaMarche, and that gives the Sonic siblings time to escape. We cut to some point later where they're just walking through the sewers, and Sonia's boots are covered in mud/raw sewage, and she absolutely
hates it.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Manic's like, the sewers are my home. Don't diss them. And Sonic says his catchphrase from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. They finally exit the sewers.
I always think of Sonic's catchphrase. I know this isn't the one from Adventures, but I always think of it as "You're too slow," and I know that's not his catchphrase from Adventures. But
it's basically just from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and I am now suddenly considering putting the Subspace Emissary on the miscellaneous, but also Sonic doesn't show up. Sonic doesn't show up until like the very end, so
he doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so funny, especially because like I know most of Subspace Emissary actually.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately,
it's good to know. So like they get out of the sewers, but they left the map back at the safe house, but that's okay because Sonia has a photographic memory and doesn't need to get the map.
Oh, hey, there's something about her that's not just girl.
Yeah. They also try to like establish in the first episode that she's like very athletic, but I don't think that's come up again so far. I mean, it kind of comes up a little bit later, but we'll get to it when we get to it.
I mean, Sonic's athletic because he's a fucking big run man.
Mm-hmm.
I just assumed that like all three of them are kind of athletic.
Yeah. The bounty hunters report to Robotnik that they lost the hedgehogs, but they did get the map that they left behind. So they're going to try to track them down. We cut back to the Sonic siblings who have been hiking for a couple of days now. And like we do learn that Manic is very unused to nature because he's lived in the city his whole life. And like they talk over a sort of quick meal break where like there's a bit where Tony is like, so what were you up to, Manic? And Manic's like, oh, I worked with the family and we managed the family business, move stuff around.
He's a mobster.
I guess he is.
He's also like the thief class, and like, and then Sonia would probably be like magic because I feel like they're always fucking bougie, like for some reason. And then Sonic would be the fighter, I guess.
So, if Sonic's the fighter, let's see. Then that makes Manic Truck Feet. No, that makes Sonia Truck Freak and Manic Crazy Ass. And
I forgot about that. Crazy Ass. Oh no.
Don't know who Druch is, but maybe we'll find out someday.
I forgot about him.
So where was I? Oh yeah. So Sonic just says plain and straight to Sonia that Manic's a thief, which he says he knows because like the Resistance has to collect info on people. I guess if the Resistance would probably want to know people who work in crime.
You would think they would like people who work in crime, maybe?
Yeah,
Since
maybe.
they're resisting the state, and criminal activity is a resistance to the state in general.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't get it. But a big Tarzan barbarian dude shows up, and he says his name is Gondar, and he was sent by the Oracle to train them in combat. I'm gonna real quick send you a picture of Gondar so you can see what he looks like.
I forgot about the Oracle too. I just forgot about everything about this show. Wow.
Yeah.
I have no idea what animal that is.
Me neither. He might not be something specific. They don't say.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, he's just like a greenish buff man with like blonde hair and like pointy ears, which is why I was like, and not like elf pointy, more like animal pointy, and like a snout. That's kind of, so that's why I was like, oh, he's probably something, but maybe not.
I don't know.
He's like all chest.
Yeah.
He's got like a little bit of an like hourglass.
So yeah, Gondar the Barbarian has to teach the Sonic siblings how to fight. Sonic tries to learn an attack that involves spinning into a tornado, but he's not very good at it. However, Sonia is good at this super spin attack. It seems from what this whole like training sequence shows, it looks like she could just spin really fast and like lift stuff up with like the whirlwind force. It's neat. I wasn't expecting her to be able to do something like that.
I mean, she's probably, I assume, like competent, because I feel like that's a lot of times what girl ends up being, is like the most competent.
Manic learns how to throw one of his drumsticks like a boomerang. Sonic learns more about running fast. I guess.
Manic starts to talk in an Australian accent.
Robotnik is, after studying the map a bit with some tech, is able to track down the exact location of the Sonic siblings, and he sends out the bounty hunters and like a full detachment of, I guess, troops. We don't really see the troops, but they're there. We get eventually cut to them just chilling. Well, after a bit, Gondar just has them like show off their abilities one last time, and Manic says he's like doubtful that he's able to do anything useful, but Gondar is able to like give a little inspiring speech and get him to keep doing it. They need him. And so their training is complete, and they must go to their next destination in, I think he said the Land of the Clouds. I'm not sure.
Oh, he's going to the over there from Super Paper Mario.
Yeah, pretty much. Then he hears like ships approaching, and the bounty hunters are back with some ships. But there's not really an issue here, because the trees surrounding them are alive, and they spit goo at the ships, which blocks them up and like disables them, and the bounty hunters like crash somewhere else.
Was there any hint of these trees being alive?
No, none.
Where did this come from? I feel like that should have been something that was brought up earlier.
Yeah, I feel like it. If this were a show where there was more like actual conflict and things happening, we would have learned about it, but we don't in this one.
Cool. Just random goopy trees.
Yeah. So Gondar gives like the Sonic siblings a map, which teleports them into the next area.
Wait, does he give them another map? Or is it a different map?
Well, it's like, it looks like it's like a scroll, some sort of magic scroll, and like they unfurl it, and then they get teleported.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was like a copy of the other one that they lost.
I don't think so. I think that one might have just been to lead them to Gondar.
Huh. Okay. It's very video gamey. Like
yeah.
they teleport. Like, oh, they did their objective, and then they teleported to the next area.
Yeah. So they're in front of a floating temple that's full of monks who can seemingly climb up and down an invisible set of stairs. And one of those monks leads them up, and that is the case. The actual stairs into the temple are invisible, so I guess to ward people off or make it hard to tell how to get in. So they get escorted to like a little dormitory, and this monk, Sonic's like, "Hey, can you talk?" And the monk's like, "Yes." And he explains that the medallions they wear, and I don't think I've mentioned this before, all three of them are wearing medallions with like, I think note symbols on them or something. And those medallions contain power. But to use that power, they must find harmony amongst themselves. And they are teleported again to a test area where they're in like some sort of caged, walled off area with a giant monster in front of them. Manic picks a lock, and the other ones get snatched up by the beast. And they teleport back because they failed. They had good individual ideas, which were fighting the monster and escaping, but they failed because they didn't actually work together to accomplish any of these goals. Sonic blames himself, and the monk says, "Yes, this is your fault."
It's all your fault, Sonic. Fuck you.
And then his siblings like stick up for him. They're like, he's brave and the best freedom fighter out there. And
it's all his fault.
The monk's like, "There you go. There's your Chippy." And he's like, "You gotta work together like that, like you just did." Now, the training's gonna continue tomorrow, and that's almost the end of the episode. Sonia kisses Sonic on the cheek, and Manic calls him cute as a joke. This is weird. They are siblings.
I was making a face. I realized you couldn't see that, but when I was like, "Oh, she's kissing it? What?" Oh, yeah. He's calling him cute? I
don't get it. It's weird. It's not a good bit.
You can think your sibling's cute in like a puppy way, I guess.
It's weird, yeah.
Seems weird though.
So they sing a song, and it's like in this song you can really hear the double D coming through.
Yes, I forgot about that. Oh shit.
So it's like this peppy doo-wop song about working together. It sounds like something out of Grease.
Let's work together. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's great. That's basically the end of the episode. In retrospect, I should have put aside some time to watch 2 episodes instead of 1, but that's all we have to discuss for today. We are at 20 minutes in. I guess I'll just hop into the Ask Zone. We got a couple questions. 3 of them. James the Cat Girl asks, considering the show was canceled before its proper ending, what do you think the ending should be? I think it should be that their mother wasn't actually the queen. That was a story that was made up and they believed when they were younger and never stopped believing, but the adults told them otherwise because they didn't want them to be crushed.
Never told them otherwise?
Yeah.
Does it... Okay, so it like ends before they meet their mother?
I think so. At least that's how I've always understood it.
Well, nice maybe if, like, even if they do meet her or something, like, they still decide, like, yeah, it doesn't have to be a monarchy, but also we have to get this motherfucker out of power, too.
Yeah, that would be nice. Just make it Saddam, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know
Make this...
Yeah.
This... I don't know. What sort of ending I would want for them, I don't know, because I don't think I have gotten to a point where I care enough about their fate to really say how it should end.
It's hard to care about their fate, it seems like. They just seem like very... whatever, you know? It ends and it's all a dream.
It's all a dream.
And they didn't, and Sonic doesn't actually have siblings, and that's how it ends.
Wow. Dr. Womserum.
How do you even say that? Like, I know it's just marshmallow backwards, but I just don't know.
I'm gonna do my best.
The room.
He asks, this may have been mentioned last time, but does their dad ever come up?
I don't think it was mentioned last time, and I don't think he does.
Yeah, not to my knowledge, I guess. I have no idea if or when their dad comes up.
He's not important. He went to go get, like, cigarettes at the corner store and never came back. That's all you gotta know.
Maybe he was already dead when...
Yeah, maybe he was already dead.
I don't know.
Flutterdark have that in common.
Flutterdark asks, since Sonic has been, so far, the only main Sonic character to show up, which other Sonic character do you want to show up?
Well, I guess Sonia and Manic aren't main Sonic characters, are they? Like, they're not in other things?
The closest it gets is, like, there is, like, a character... There's, like, a bit in the comics where we see Sonic and friends in the future, and I think he names his kids Sonia and Manic. Hang on, I've got a phone call.
Sonic Underground!
I'm back, but I'm gonna get called away in, like, a couple minutes, so let's try to wrap this up.
Oh, okay. Did you wanna just do the last question and then wrap it up?
Yeah, let's do the last question. I'll roll, and I'll make sure to link the important stuff at the end. All right, so anyways, as far as, like, what other Sonic characters I want to show up, well, I know for a fact that Knuckles shows up at some point in this show's story, which is notable because he's not, like, in any of the old Western cartoons besides this one.
I want Big the Cat to show up.
Yeah, I think of the... You know what? Let's get nutty. I'll say... I'm gonna say Shadow. I don't know. Find a way to explain it. Maybe there's two other shadows named Shadia and Shattuck.
Shattuck. Yes.
So that about wraps it up. Let's roll for next week. Oh, that is a 4, which... Oh, 4 is UK comics, so next week we'll be going back to Stay Sonic again.
We still haven't gotten the games.
Yeah.
Except Boom, I guess, but
I'm just hoping for that day I roll a 1 or 2, which is uncommon for rolling a die, but this is it.
someday.
Yeah. Someday.
Someday more. Wait, that's not
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Let's do plugs and then.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll just say you can find me at linktr.ee/Mike_Dawson with a 0. Please continue to support your local charities or your local Black Lives Matters charities and bail funds.
And you can find me at Haunting the Morg on Twitter, Haunting the MORG. And yeah, same. Just put your money towards that stuff, towards your BLM, abolish the cops, etc., all that stuff.
Yeah. And as always, Sonic is real, he is strong, and he is my friend.
He's the only blue life that matters.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
I long for my children, but I have to wait. To act too soon could seal their fate.
They made a vow their mother will